Did you know that 3 out of 4 people never compare their car insurance quotes? And if you're in the military paying for car insurance ever since boot camp, chances are you're probably one of these people and it could be costing you hundreds of dollars per year. That's why in this video, I'm gonna go over every single discount that you should know about as a military member when it comes to car insurance. I'm gonna compare the best insurance options for you side by side, and I'm gonna give you 3 simple steps that you can take if you're about to PCS right now. And this is gonna make sure that you never overpay for car insurance ever again. So let's get into it. Why do military members specifically get crushed whenever it comes to car insurance? And it's not just bad luck either. Like, there are real reasons why this happens. Number one is just the fact that there are a lot of people like myself who go into the military when they're young. If it's the first time that you ever make money, you're probably going to spend it on dumb things. And look, I'm not judging anyone here, but especially if you're in the military, spending money right out of boot camp on dumb things is sort of a tradition at this point. I remember one of my boys who came out of boot camp and spent thousands of dollars on Disneyland passes for his entire family. That was basically 3 months of the entire boot camp pay gone. The point here is that everybody makes mistakes. There's no need to feel bad about it. The point here is to fix it. The second reason why I think military members struggle when it comes to these things is because it's just not talked about in the military. I believe that financial literacy is definitely a gap in the military training aspect, at least when it comes to the Marine Corps. Nobody really sits you down and explains to you, like, here's how car insurance works. Here's how renting an apartment for the first time works. So if you're young, you got money for the first time, and you don't know what you're doing, probably you're just going to sign things because you don't know what you're doing, which I get it. Military is a warfighting organization, right? We're not worried about finances and stuff. But I do believe that if we are able to help our military members and veterans more financially, they could do a better job at serving our country. And then the third reason is PCSing. A lot of military members don't know this, but if you're going to be moving every 2 to 3 years and PCSing, that's your chance every single time that you PCS to fix your car insurance and get a better rate. If you're going to a new state or maybe even a new country, there are plenty of other rate options that you can choose from. But most military members just keep the same policy because they're so busy with moving and packing up things. So every single time that you PCS is an opportunity for you to save even more money. And then there's also the fact that right out of boot camp, if you've never had a bank account before, they're going to set you up with one. And more than likely, that bank is not going to be able to give you the most competitive or the best car insurance rate. The reality is they're just trying to set you up with a bank account that is very easy and convenient at the start, but convenient doesn't mean competitive and the best for you in terms of rates, of interest rates, or car insurance rates. So if that's you, all my West Coast Marines out there, highly recommend comparing your rate with other rates online. I'm actually going to have a car insurance survey linked in the description. This is only going to take you about 5 to 10 minutes to fill out, and it's going to show you all of the competitive offerings that you can compare to your bank and what it's offering you. Okay, so next, let's get into the 5 military specific discounts that you need to know about when it comes to car insurance. Now, I was in the reserves, so I didn't personally use all of these things on the list, but I did spend a lot of time researching this stuff for you guys. So let's get into number 1, and that's going to be the standard military discount. Most big insurance companies have a military discount of some sort, like Geico. I think they give 15% off. Liberty Mutual should give you anywhere from 10 to 15%. And the thing is, with these big car insurance companies, you have to ask for it. They're not just going to give it to you automatically. So let's say you're paying $200 a month for car insurance. A 15% discount saves you $30 a month, which is $360 a year, just for saying, hey, I'm active duty, or hey, I'm a veteran. So if you've never asked your insurance company for the standard military discount, you should do that right after watching this video. Discount number 2 is the base parking discount. This one is simple. If your car is parked on a military base, either because you live on base or because you drive to work on base every single day, that means that your car is safer than most people's. Military bases have security gates that you have to go through. They have a bunch of cameras everywhere, and they have controlled access points. So your car is essentially way less likely to get stolen or broken into compared to if you were to park it somewhere off base. So USAA and Geico will give you up to 15% off of your comprehensive coverage just because of where your car sits. Let's say your comprehensive coverage costs you $80 a month. 15% of that is $12 a month, which is $144 a year, just for telling your insurance company that your car is parked on base. Discount number 3 is the deployment storage discount. This one's a big one. Let's say you get deployed for 9 months. Chances are your car is just sitting in a parking lot. You're not driving it. So if you don't call your insurance company, you're still paying full price for a car that's not being driven. So what you could do is you can call your insurance company before you deploy, and you can get something called storage insurance. This should be added coverage onto your insurance, which means comprehensive basically is going to cover things like weather or theft or anything that would happen if your car is just parked. USAA, for example, will cut your rate by up to 60% when you do this. So if you're paying $200 a month, that drops to $80 a month, and over a 9-month deployment, that's over $1,000 that you keep instead of just throwing it away on coverage that you don't need. Here's the key though, you have to do this before you deploy. deploy. Geico also offers a separate 25% discount for military members deployed in support of a declared military emergency. That's different from storage because this is an active duty deployment discount. Discount number 4 is going to be stacking your discounts. This is where it can get really good, but most people don't do this. Let me give you an example. Let's say you start with a $200 a month car insurance bill. You add your military discount, that's 15% off. Now you're at $170. Let's say you have a clean driving record, that's another 10% off. Now you're at $153. You can bundle your car insurance with your renter's insurance, and that's going to give you another 10%, which now you're at $138. And if you have good credit, that's another 5 to 10% off. So you just went from $200 a month to under $140 per month. That's over $700 a year in savings. So I highly recommend looking for discounts that you can stack and then just asking the company on the phone. Now, discount number 5 isn't really a discount. It's more of a legal protection system for you as a military member. So there's this thing called the SCRA, and this stands for the Service Members Civil Relief Act. Most people know that this caps your interest rate at 6% on any debt that you had before you joined, but this also protects you with insurance. Let's say you need to cancel your car insurance because you're PCSing to a new state or you're deploying. Normally, some car insurance companies will charge you a fee for canceling early, but under SCRA, they have to waive that fee and you're protected. So the government literally gave you this protection as a service member, and I highly recommend looking into it and using it when possible. All right, now let's compare the best options side by side. First, you have USAA, which is military exclusive. This means that only active duty, veterans, and family members of military members can go in. Their average full coverage rate is about $1,560 a year versus the national average of about $2,324. That's roughly about $750 a year. And they also have the best deployment storage discount up to 60% off. They have the best base parking discount, and they consistently have the highest customer satisfaction among military members. Now, I actually called USAA on my own before to get a quote, and they couldn't beat what I was paying for on my Tesla because Tesla insurance is just better for Teslas. But I will say this though, like the person on the phone was incredibly helpful. Like it was just genuinely great customer support. And I think that's pretty common with companies and brands that support and cater to military members specifically, like Navy Federal. The second that these companies like Navy Federal and USAA hear that you're a service member, they take their time with you. Like you're not just a number for them, and they always thank you for your service. So that always changes the tone of the conversation. So if I wasn't driving a Tesla and they could quote me way better on a different car, I would definitely go with them. Then there's Geico, which is open to everybody. And they do have a strong military program giving you 15% military discount plus up to 15% off comprehensive for base parking. They give 25% discount for deployed personnel supporting declared military emergencies. And it's pretty easy to get a quote online. I've gotten a quote from Geico before in the past, and they were actually more expensive than USAA at the time. But that's just my situation. Geico varies a lot state by state. And so that's why I highly recommend making sure that you compare these companies, because what's best for me might not be what's best for you. And then there are all the other bank accounts like Navy Federal or Progressive or Liberty Mutual. These ones are worth checking out, especially if you're already a member of bank accounts like Navy Federal. Sometimes they're competitive, and if you add the bundling discounts, it could make sense for you financially. So that's my comparison. My honest take is that it depends for everybody. That's why I highly recommend taking the car insurance survey that I'll link down below. It'll give you all the best rates for your area, your location specifically. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes to fill out, and it's going to pull the best quotes from all of the different companies out there. Now, to talk about PCSing, I was in the reserves, so I didn't actually PCS ever, but I know that at least for active duty Marines, you're PCSing almost every 2 to 3 years. And when you PCS, there's probably a million different things going on. You're packing, you're dealing with housing, you're figuring out your new unit. Car insurance at that point is just one of those things that just falls through the cracks. So here's a 3-step simple framework that I made. It's called the PCS Insurance Reset. Step 1 is to take the survey before you move or right when you get to your new location. If you can, do it before you PCS so that you know what your options look like at your new unit. But if you're already in the middle of moving, that's fine. Like just worry about that once you actually finish moving. The important thing is that you don't forget about it. So here's what I do right now. You can pause this video if you have to and just open up your notes app or your reminders app on your phone. And if you're going to PCS, you should have a checklist of things that you're going to have to deal with in terms of car insurance or renter's insurance or whatever apps or subscriptions that you have to update the address on. And just write in there, hey, compare car insurance quotes. And you can even add the link that I'm going to put in the description so that you can fill out the survey. That way you don't have to worry about it right now. Just as you're going through the checklist, you can make sure that that doesn't slip through the cracks. Step 2 is you're going to want to update everything on your rate. So once you've moved, you want to call your car insurance company. You want to update your address. You want to let them know, okay, am I going to be parking my car on base every single day? You want to take into account how far you're going to be driving to work every day. All of that stuff is going to affect your rate. Step 3, that's just going to be comparing and using your quotes as leverage during these phone calls if you want to save the most money. For example, if you take the survey and it gives you a much better rate compared to a bank account that you're banking with and their rate that they're giving you, you can call your current company and hey, this is what I got from a car insurance company. Can you guys match it? Most of the time they'll come close, but you do want to get that rate first so that you can use that to negotiate and leverage. Again, every single time that you PCS is a free reset that you can use to call your car insurance companies, do the survey, and figure out if you could be saving more money with a new car insurance company. That's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more money videos like this. I'm making these videos for military members who didn't get a financial resource like me when I first joined the military. So if this helped you, then please share it with somebody that you know who could benefit from this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.